All right, family. Today we're going to be talking about 5 common mistakes church creatives make when building a website. Let me just give a shout out to you real quick. What's up, everybody? How you feeling? How you feeling? So good to see you. And I want to encourage you, get the notepad out, get the pen out. It's going to be a great session today. It's going to be awesome. We're going to be talking about 5 common mistakes that church creatives make when building a website. So I want to encourage you, get your notepad, get your pen. Let's do this. All right. Are you ready? Also, if you have any comments or questions, you can put them in the comment section. If this video is a blessing to you, don't forget to like and follow or subscribe, whatever you want to do. All right. All right. Let's do it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and shrink that right there. I'm going to go over here to my slide section. 5 common mistakes that church creatives make when building a website. Let's get into number 1. No blog equals no search visibility. The first thing you want to do is when you're a church creative or you're building a website is you want to add a blog. You want to add a blog to that website because why? Let me show you why. Not having a blog to attract people through Google. The challenge with that is no blog. There's no way to target keywords that people are actually searching for. So what you want to do is you can use your website as an evangelistic tool if you have a blog, because then you can start writing content and blog articles on keywords that people are searching for in Google, such as how to find a church near me, how to find a rehab home, how to find a church that's evangelistic. So you can begin to optimize your blog for keywords that people are searching for. Okay. And the impact of not having a blog is your church doesn't show up in local or topic-based searches. So pretty much your website can become like a bulletin board for church members, which is cool, but you can also use it to attract people who are searching for different keywords in Google. Now, here's a quick fix to it not having a blog. What you can do is you can start a blog targeting real needs, such as free rehab center in your city, church near me, how to find an evangelistic church, etc. So there's so many benefits to having a blog. And let me just give you a pro tip. You could do basic keyword research using free tools like Google Autocomplete or Uber Suggest and write helpful biblical content that connects with church searches, with searchers. So let me show you what I mean. I'm going to open up a new tab real quick here. And I'm going to show you what I mean by using Google. We're here on the bottom where it says pro tip Google Autocomplete. So I'm going to open up this tab here. Okay. Now, what I mean by Google Autocomplete is this. Watch, I'm going to type something into Google and watch how it's going to complete it automatically. How to find a church. Now, if you see here, it says how to find a church, how to find a church for me, how to find a church tax ID number, how to find a church home, how to find a church near me, how to find a church in a new city. So these are all keywords that people are typing into Google already, because Google is telling you, hey, this is what people are looking for. So you could begin to write blogs on these topics. This is powerful. How to find a church near me. Imagine writing a blog on that. How to find a church home. There's people looking for a church home. You could even type your city. How to find a church in a new city, right? You can even type in your city. How to find a church in whatever city you live in. Okay, so that's Google Autocomplete. You type in a few words and then it'll complete the sentence for you of what people are actually typing into Google. And then you can begin to write blogs on these topics. That is powerful. All right, so that's mistake number 1. Let's go to mistake number 2. No Google Search Console, no data. Another challenge that we can make as creatives and building a church website is not installing Google Search Console. Because when you have Google Search Console, it helps us to make data-driven decisions, okay? So mistake number 2, not using Google Search Console to monitor website performance. The challenge with not having Google Search Console installed is no data-driven decisions, no insight into how people find your site. We don't have any insight on how people are visiting our website, but Google Search Console will give us all of that information. The impact of not having Google Search Console installed is we miss opportunities to improve our search visibility. Okay, so once again, once you get data-driven decisions, you can start optimizing your blog for those keywords, and Google Search Console will actually show you keywords that are driving people to your website, and you can begin to optimize around those keywords. Now, there's a quick fix to setting up Google Search Console, and the fix is you set up Google Search Console for free. That's right, for free. And you can monitor keyword rankings, clicks, and impressions, and visitor search queries that are bringing people to your website. So let me show you a quick example of that. I'm going to open up this tab again. Then I'm going to go to Google Search Console. Okay. I'm going to go to the Search Console of the website that I oversaw in Cape Town. Now look at all this data that we're getting. I'm going to go to the last 28 days. So what Google Search Console will tell me is how many impressions we've gotten in Google, how many clicks we've gotten in Google in the last 28 days. So we've had over 24,000 impressions in Google over the last 28 days. That's like passing out 28,000 flyers. And we've had over 464 clicks. So to put that in evangelistic terms, that's like 24,000 flyers passed out and 464 people came to the church. Put it in evangelistic terms. So basically we've had 24,000 impressions and 464 people have visited our website. But we can't get this data without Google Search Console. Now here's another powerful thing about Google Search Console. There's so many, but I'm not going to get into too much detail. But if you'll go over here to queries, right, you can see on the bottom, we're ranking for over 896 queries, keywords. So if I say I want to see I want to see 250 keywords, this is going to show me all the keywords that are driving people to our website. You got there, Victory Outreach Church, Victory Outreach Cape Town, Victory Outreach Free Recovery Home, free rehab centers in Cape Town. That's an evangelistic term. People are not just typing that into Google for no reason. That means they're looking for a free rehab. And guess who pops up when that keyword is typed in? We've popped over 154 impressions and 14 clicks. So if you see over here, impressions and clicks. Now, an impression is when you show up in Google, which I'll show you now. Let me show you what I mean by that. So if I go to Google, I'm going to open up another tab here, and I type in church near me. Okay, let's just type in church near me. I'm going to show you the difference between an impression and a click. Church near me. Okay, now the difference is when I scroll, these are all impressions. When you show up, they're impressions. But when I actually click it, that becomes a click. Okay, so that's the difference between an impression and a click. But just for this keyword here, free rehab centers in Cape Town, we've had 154 impressions and 14 clicks. And these are all the other keywords too, but I'm just looking at this evangelistic keyword, right? Because that's probably someone who doesn't go to church. They're looking for a rehab. Okay, so let's get back over here. All right, so the impact is we miss opportunities to improve search visibility. There's a quick fix. You can set up Google Search Console to monitor keyword rankings, clicks and impressions, and visitor search queries that are bringing people to your website. Now, here's a pro tip. Look at what people are already searching that leads them to your site, and you can write more content like that. So here's an idea. Let me show you what I mean. These keywords right here are bringing people to our website. Wouldn't it be cool to maybe do some videos on rehab centers in Cape Town for free? Maybe a powerful testimony, and you can do it on social media. You could post that video on your website. You could post it on social media. So there's so many things you can do with knowing the keywords that are bringing people to our website. You can write blogs on this topic, and when you write the blog on that topic, you could put your video testimony in that blog. So that's powerful. And then the key thing to optimize your blog is your video, even your YouTube video, your TikTok video, your LinkedIn video, your whatever you do, whatever social platforms you're on, is you want to say this keyword in your video. You want to optimize your video for that keyword, which is another topic for another day. But basically, it's putting it in your title, putting it in your description, maybe saying it in your video in the first 5 seconds. Maybe even using it in your hashtags. Okay. All right, let's get back on over here. So that's the power of Google Search Console, family. That is powerful. All right, so that's mistake number 2. No Google Search Console to monitor website performance. And the cool thing about Google Search Console is what? It's absolutely free. All right, let's go to mistake number 3. Mistake number 3 is no contact form equals no connection. What do I mean by that? No contact form or easy way to reach you. Many times there might be a nice website, but we might leave out a contact form to get a hold of us, and what the challenge that is people can't connect with us. They can't ask questions, or they can't even take the next step. And the impact that has is missed ministry opportunities and possibly even lost visitors. Now, here's a quick fix. You can add a simple mobile-friendly contact form and a clear call to action. For example, need prayer or contact us or plan a visit. That would be pretty cool. Plan a visit. And so imagine somebody comes to your website and they're thinking about coming to your church, and there's a plan your visit button, takes them to a contact form where you can ask them their name, email address, phone number, the day they plan on visiting, how they heard about your church, and how many people are coming with them. Yes, that's good to get that information, but you can also get their email address. You can ask them if they want to subscribe to your email list, and then you can add them to your email list. But once they fill out that form, you have their email list and you have contact, you have their phone number. So not only are they planning a visit, but you're also getting their contact information. So you don't want to start spamming them with emails, but hey, you can even ask them, hey, would you mind if we add you to our email list? Or you could just have them fill out that form and get all their information, and you could keep in touch with them. So that's powerful. So you could add a need prayer, you could add a contact us button, and that takes them to a form, and they could ask you questions, which is really powerful. I think there's a website I want to show you that's doing that. Let me just show it to you real quick. So I'm going to go to vosf.org. Now, if you go to this website right here, it says plan your visit right there. See that? Plan your visit. So here's the questions that it asks you: name, how many people are coming with you, your phone number, your email, what is the date of your planned visit, how did you hear about the church, would you be interested in learning more about our connect groups, yes or no, thank you. And then here, do you have any specific requests? And then they submit the form. Once they submit this form, you got their name, their phone number, their email. You could even put a little note here. We will be adding you to our email list, or you could put like a little tick button where they could tick and say, yes, please add me to your email list. But once you have their email, you could even send them an email saying, hey, do you mind if we keep in touch with you? But what you don't want to do is just spam them with all. I think this is the tab here. Sorry about that. I wasn't showing you the tab. So here's the tab here. So here's that. You got plan your visit, right? You got their name, how many people are coming with you, phone number, email, and here you could put a little tick that says, would you mind if we add you to our email list? Or you could just leave it out and send them an email saying, would you mind if we add you? So they've given you their email. What is the date of your planned visit? You got that right here. How did you hear about the church? Would you be interested in learning more about our connect groups? Yes or no, thank you. Do you have any specific requests? Boom. So now they filled out this form. They're planning their visit, but remember, the main thing about this is you've got their contact details. How did you get it? From a contact form. So that's mistake number 3. No contact form or easy way to reach you. Let's go to mistake number 4. Mistake number 4 is no Google business profile, no local presence. What do I mean by that? Not claiming your free Google My Business listing. I want to show you something here. I'm going to go back to this tab over here, okay? And I'm going to go to Google. Okay. So I'm going to type in church near me. Church near me. Now, what you're going to see is all these churches show up. This is a Google My Business profile. Now, if they didn't have a Google My Business profile, their church would not show up here. So, and the cool thing about it is you can click this website button that'll take you to that church's website, or you can even get directions to that church. And how much does Google Search Console or Google My Business cost? It's free. It's free, and it gives you a ton of data. We do have a Google My Business for our church that I oversaw the website in Cape Town. We also have one for the one here that I oversee now. But let me just show you some of the details of this. So I'm going to go to Google, right? I'm going to show you some of the information that you can get with Google Search or with Google My Business. Watch this. I'm going to go over here, then I'm going to go to the Business Profile Manager. And it's going to show you all my Google My Businesses. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to see my profile. Watch the data that I get, family. And this is all free. So if I go here and I click performance, okay, look what it tells me. From December to May, we've had over 930 business profile interactions. 930, family. So let's break it down by calls. We've had 194. You could even do 1 month. Let's just do April to May, and we click apply. Okay. So we've had over 59 calls in 1 month. We don't really do bookings, directions. 63 people have asked for directions. I showed you that. Oops, sorry about that. I forgot to share this tab. My bad. So here we go. Let's go back here. So we go to Google My Business, right? And I click performance. There it is. And then it shows me I'm going to go from April to May. Okay. Now it shows you from April to May, we've had 286 interactions. Of those 286 interactions, 59 people were calls, bookings we don't do, directions, 63 people asked for directions just from Google My Business alone. How many website clicks have we gotten? 164 website clicks. So I showed you, right, how it works. If I go over here, let me go back here and share this tab. I'm going to go back to Google. Just let me load it up real quick. And I'm going to share this tab. So when I type in church near me, okay, remember website, directions. So if I go back over here and I go to performance, oops, that's the wrong one. Let me go back over here and I go website, directions. So those are the buttons that people are clicking on. In the last month, we've had 63 people ask for directions to the church from Google My Business. That's powerful. And 164 website clicks. That's taking them to our website where they can get a hold of us. And that's just in 1 month. But that's not all the data you get. If I go ahead and watch this, I'm going to show you something. If I close this, and I'm on performance, right? I'm going to go to performance and I scroll down. Okay. Look at that. Over how people discovered you. 7,524 people viewed your business profile from December to May. But let's just do 1 month again. Let's do April to May. We're going to click apply. 2,414 people viewed your business profile. Come on now. Even tells you if they were on mobile, desktop, Google search mobile, Google search desktop, Google Maps, Google Maps. Okay. And then it also gives you the searches breakdown, the keywords: victory, victory outreach rehab, victory outreach, victory outreach rehab, Cape Town. And you can see more keywords that are driving people to your Google My Business, rehabilitation centers, churches in Cape Town, victory outreach rehab, Cape Town, free rehabilitation centers, Cape Town. Oh, family, this is powerful. And this is all from Google My Business, which again is free. All right. So let's get back on over here. So mistake number 4, not claiming your free Google My Business listing. The challenge with that is your church won't show up on Google Maps or local searches. The impact is fewer people find your church, especially on mobile. Now, the fix is you can set up a free Google business profile and connect it to your website. The pro tip is you keep your service times, your address, and your contact info up to date. It builds trust with potential visitors. Now, you're probably saying, well, Pastor Dre, how do I install Google My Business? Well, I have a video that walks you through step by step on how to install Google My Business. If you want access to that video, type it in the comment section. I want access to Google My Business, or I want access to the video to install Google My Business. Okay, you can just type it in the comment section. Give me access to video to install Google My Business, or anything similar to that. Okay, now just real quick, I'll show you the basic idea of how you can install it. So I'm going to go over here to Google. All you got to do is you're going to go to Google, you type in Google My Business, okay, and you hit enter. And then you just hear it says get listed on Google right here, Google My Business. You're going to click that. And it's going to say stand out on Google with a free business profile. What does that say? Free business profile. And you just click right there where it says get started and you follow the prompts. I think it's going to ask you for your email. If you have a Gmail, you got to sign in. Once you sign in, I think there's maybe 2 or 3 more questions and you should be good to go. All right. If you have any questions, once again, type it in the comment section. If you want access to my video, once again, type in, give me access to the Google My Business video. Okay. Or anything along those lines. All right. Let's go to mistake number 5. All right, here we go. Mistake number 5. Bulletin board mindset equals no outreach. Another mistake that we as creatives make when building a church website is we use our website like a bulletin board instead of a tool for evangelism. And I just want to dive into this real quick. There's nothing wrong with posting our church events on our website. We want that on there. But if that's the only thing that's on there, then it's just a bulletin board for church members. But like I showed you earlier, and let me change something real quick. I want you guys to be able to see me on this one. If that's the only thing that we have on our church website, is flyers for our church events and different things like that, then basically it's a bulletin board for church members. Your website can be so much more. As I showed you, you can install Google My Business, you can install Google Search Console, and you can get a lot of data-driven decisions and begin to use your website as an outreach tool, as an evangelism tool. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with having flyers for your events and church announcements, but when we have a bulletin board mindset for our website, then it's basically just a bulletin board for church members. Right? We don't want to have just a bulletin board for church members. We want to use our website as an outreach tool. Okay, so let me go ahead and go back on over here. Let me go to this page here. So the challenge with having a bulletin board mindset is we're treating the website like a digital flyer for church members only. The impact is we miss the chance to reach people searching for answers. And let me just prove it to you one more time. Okay, what I mean by that. I'm going to go to this tab here. I'm going to go to Google. Okay. And I'm going to type in how to find. No, let me type in free rehab center. Free rehab center. I'm just going to type in Cape Town since I overseen that website. And let's say there's a family typing in. They're looking for a rehab center in Cape Town. And they click enter, right? Let's see what shows up. Wouldn't it be powerful if a church that has a free rehab showed up like we do? I know most of our churches have free rehabs. Maybe your church doesn't have a free rehab. Maybe you have something else that you can offer that people are searching for. You can optimize your website for that. The reason I did free rehab is because our church in Cape Town has a free rehab. You know, it's Victory Outreach Church, and many of our churches have free rehab centers for men and women. So when you scroll down, if somebody types in free rehab centers in Cape Town, let's see what happens. You scroll down. Let's go ahead and scroll. Let's go ahead and scroll. Well, look at there on page 1 of Google. That's powerful. It says here, rehab in Cape Town, #1 free program, amazing success. Now, notice that this title is not really churchy. That's purposeful because once you start learning how to do SEO, you can pretty much tell Google what you want to show up right here. So if I click this, right, that's an impression. Now, when I click it, it becomes a click. Let's see where this takes us to. It should take us to our Victory Outreach Cape Town website. And here we go. Rehab in Cape Town, amazing results. And it's testimonies of people that have gone through our rehab. Now, here's the powerful thing. Look at all these feedback that we're getting, questions on our blog. People that are asking for help for their son or their daughter that's bound by drug addiction. Look at all that. Look at all that. So that's the power of a blog and the power of outreach and the power of using your website as an outreach tool and not just for church announcements. I hope I have convince you that you want to add a blog to your website, family. You want to add a blog. Okay. Let me just show myself again here. If this doesn't convince you enough that you need to add a blog to your website, then I don't know what will. Okay, let me just show you. Let me hold on. Let me stop sharing this real quick. Let me go here. Let me just go right here. 1 second, family. Okay. So if this doesn't convince you enough that you need to have a blog on your website, then I don't know what will. Let me show you one more time. Let me just show you. Look at this. This is a blog that is showing up in Google for the keyword free rehab center in Cape Town, right? It has nothing churchy in it at all. Free rehab center in Cape Town. But we optimized our church's blog, which when you have a blog, you can write many articles, right? Many like newsletters. We optimized it for rehab in Cape Town and we put testimonies on there. Now, I want to show you something powerful, then I'm going to get ready to let you go. Okay, now we talked about this blog is ranking for the keyword free rehab centers in Cape Town, right? So remember how I told you can get a lot of good data from Google Search Console? So I'm going to go back over to Google Search Console, okay, and see where it says free rehab centers in Cape Town. That's what we're ranking for. So I'm going to click that keyword. I'm going to click it. And now it's giving me all kinds of data. It's giving me the impressions that keyword has showed up, made us show up in Google for, and the amount of clicks in 28 days. Now, here's the powerful thing about Google Search Console is I can scroll down, right? I can scroll down and I could click pages. This will also tell me the pages that are causing that keyword to show up. Now, I did show you this blog, right? Here's the blog. So let's see if this blog is showing, causing free rehab centers to show up by confirming it in Google. So I'm going to go back to Google, right? And here's the pages right here. Okay. So these are the pages that are causing our website to rank for free rehab centers in Cape Town. So I believe this is the page that we just visited. So I'm going to click it. And let's see if it takes us to that same page. Click it. And let's see if it takes us to that blog. This is powerful. I'm almost done. Give me about 2 minutes. Okay. So we're going to load up that page and let's see if that's the page that's showing up. Internet's just going a little bit slow. Let me refresh it a little bit. Okay. So we're going to see if that is the page that's causing our blog to show up in Google. It's going a little bit slow here. Let me just try to refresh it one more time. If not, I'll come back. I'll talk a little bit and come back to this page. It should be loaded by then. All right. Okay, let's go back to here while that page is loading. So we got this right here, right? These are the 3 pages that's causing our website to show up for the keyword. If you go to queries, it'll show you the keyword free rehab centers in Cape Town. I think it's done loading now. Okay, there it is. There's the page. Let me show it to you. So there's confirmation. This page right here, right, is showing up when someone types in this keyword here, free rehab centers in Cape Town. What did we do? We clicked on the keyword. We clicked on pages. It showed us the page, and this is the page right here. There's another page that's causing us to show up, and it's right here. But look at, not only does it show you the pages, it shows you the impressions and the clicks that that page has gotten within 28 days. Our home page has gotten 152 impressions, 11 clicks. The blog that you're looking at that I showed you earlier right here, this blog right here, has received 10 impressions and 2 clicks. And then we got another page right here that has gotten 2 impressions and 1 click. But this is powerful. This is keyword. This is a keyword that people are typing in for a free rehab center. But this is just one blog, family. If you write 50 blogs, 100 blogs, they can start ranking for several keywords, which we have done. So if I clear the query, right, and I go back over here, look at all these pages that are ranking. These are pages that are ranking. We have over 152 pages. So if I say, show me 50 pages, these are all pages that are ranking in Google. And a lot of them are blogs. And if you click on the page, you can see what you're ranking for. Let me just show you one more. Let me just go, let me scroll down. Let me find one here. Let's see. Let me see. We got someone's, okay, here's a testimony of a young person in the church right here. So we click on their page and it'll tell you the keyword, the queries that's causing it to show up. Okay, that one's not showing up. Let me show you a different one. So I'm going to go to pages. I think I typed in the wrong query. Okay, let me clear the filter. Sorry about that. So I'm going to go to pages, and these are all pages. Okay, let's do this one. Let's do church near me. Here's another one. That's powerful too. Victory's Christian Drug Rehab. That's a whole nother blog. But let's do this one. Church near me. I'm going to click the page. All right. Wow. There's the page. This page alone, just this page alone, has gotten 1,950 impressions and 9 clicks in the last 28 days. And here's the keywords that this page is ranking for. Church near me, worship churches near me, help find a church, help me find a church. This is powerful. So if I go to impressions, it will list it from most to least. You can see here, look at all these keywords that this one page is ranking for. And you can go to clicks, click order of clicks. But let's find out the page. If I go to pages, here's the page right here. If you want to see the page, I'm going to go ahead and open it up. Let's open it up. And it's probably a blog that's talking about a church near me. Now, remember, it's loading up right now. Remember, this is one more blog. So we had one blog that was ranking for rehab in Cape Town. Then we wrote another blog about church near me. And it's causing our website to show up for several different keywords. And that's only 2 blogs, family. So imagine you get 50 blogs, 100 blogs. That's why it is important for your church to have a blog. And there it is. There's the article that's causing our website to show up for all those keywords that I showed you. Let me scroll back and show you the keywords one more time, and then I'll log out, and then I'll be done. Okay, so here's the blog, and here's all the keywords that blog. It's ranking for over 157 keywords. I'm just going to show you the top 100. Look at that. Christian churches near me. You can even get blog ideas from this. You can write another blog on Christian churches near me, a video, a short, a YouTube short, a social media short, a testimony. If you're looking for a church, a Christian church near me, or whatever, you can figure out how you want to work it with all these keywords. That's powerful. All right, family. Well, I'm going to go ahead and go back to the page over here. So that's mistake number 5, using our website like a bulletin board instead of a tool for evangelism. The challenge with that is we're treating the website like a digital flyer for members only. The impact is we can miss the chance to reach people searching for answers. There's a quick fix. You can use the site to connect with new people, not just inform insiders. You can write a blog. You can write blog content that addresses real-life issues through a biblical lens. The pro tip is think of your website as a mission field. Use SEO to meet seekers where they are searching. Ooh, that's good stuff. That'll preach. Use SEO to meet seekers where they are searching, then introduce them to Christ through content. Wow, that's good stuff. Introduce them to Christ through content. That's good stuff. All right, let me go back over here. I think I'm pretty much done. If you have any questions, family, if you have any questions, you can type them in the comment section. Let me just do something real quick here. Let me see something real quick. Hold on. Let me close this. Let me just close a few tabs here. Close that. All right. Boom. We got that there. We got that there. All right. If you have any questions, family, you can type them in the comment section. So these are the 5 common mistakes that I see church creators make when they're building their church website. If you have any questions, type them in the comment section. If this video has been a blessing to you, don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, however you got to do it. It's your boy, Pastor Dre. God bless.